Welcome to the new podcast, episode number 105, the last episode of 2020. My name is Steven. I am joined as always by producer and co-host extraordinaire, my man,
Yo,
Kelly. Let's get to it. We made it. We made it, man. The end of 2020 right around the corner. 2021, will it be better? Probably not. It'll just be a different number. We got the vaccine. The vaccine is a rolling, though. All the haters out there can hate and do what they want. You know what I mean? When it comes to the vaccine, it is for the greater good of the world. It's gonna be able to open shit up and open us for travel, open up businesses. There's a lot of people hurting out there right now, Kelly, and this will hopefully be able to get them to go back to work. The most important thing is get these people going back to work. And 2020 really kicked the shit out of us here. We had some ups, we had some downs. But the one thing that kept through with this whole thing, Kelly, was the UFC and was sports. And the UFC barely skipped a beat. If you go back through the history of the UFC this year, really there was that stint in April. I think it was just April was really that they didn't have any cards, really kind of the early stages of all this. No one really knew what the hell was going on, especially in North America. We really didn't know what the hell was going on. And we had a record year for the UFC. It's got to be number-wise, fight-wise, and for shows, too. You know what I mean? It turned this love for me of these no-name shows, these fight nights, these UFC on Foxes, UFC on ESPNs. It really turned those cards into the cards that I really want to watch now. With all the no-name fighters, those are the ones I'm actually tuning in for. Where, you know, in years past, Kelly, those were the ones where I was like, okay, I think I may skip this card. You know, or I'm going to record it and fast forward through most of it. You know what I mean? But now these cards were really changing my opinion, changing opinions, and turning heads. And I really enjoyed it. 2020, it was such a hard one. It really was. I was super blessed and super, super lucky. I've had a lot of bad luck through my entire life, Kelly. You know what I mean? Nothing, first world problems, of course. Nothing but bad luck, really, I've had. But the fact that I didn't lose my job and the fact that my actual work was super busy. I know yours was as well. You know what I mean? The fact that we could still put food on the table for our families, and this pandemic did not affect us at all. It just was really more a minor convenience than anything for us. And I got to be super, super thankful for that. And here we go into 2021, my man. I had a great Christmas. Just with the fam, nothing spectacular, but it was an absolute amazing Christmas. I got next week off, Kelly. I'm super excited for that. Someone had a post today on Facebook, and I just really loved it. Just basically saying that between Christmas and New Year's Eve, you aren't allowed to do anything. You're just supposed to sit on the couch and just laze around and do nothing. And I'm like, can do. I'm gonna take that Facebook news to heart. And I absolutely loved it because I really, this last few weeks have just been so much hustle and bustle as they are, come this close to the holiday seasons, and it just was really, really good, especially yesterday, where I sat on yesterday, especially even this morning a little bit too. I woke up earlier before my kids, and I played, seriously, Kelly, I played 4 hours of Stardew Valley. I'm not even shitting you. 4 hours solid I played yesterday of Stardew Valley. I could not fucking believe it, but the time just blew by. Talk about UFC. We'll talk about video games near the end of the show. Gonna break down our year awards, the Andu podcast, best fighter, best fight, and best album of the year. Stay tuned for the end of the show. You'll have Steven and Kelly's picks here on who we chose as the best fighter, best fight, and the best album. Gonna talk some reviewing the reviews. Have not finished. We're almost done our coast to coast to coast, Kelly, of terrible Tim Hortons. We'll get through all those, and we'll talk some news. But I'm just really excited just to have some time off. Really just sleep the fuck in. That's what I'm telling everyone. Everyone's like, what are you doing? Sleeping in. That's all. That's all I'm doing. When you have to wake up at 5:15, you know what I mean? Waking up at 8 is sleeping in.
True that.
So waking up at 8, waking up at 9, stuff like that, and I'm just really enjoying my time off, really enjoying life right now, and I'm just excited to see what 2021 brings for us. What about you, Kelly? What did you get up to this week, man?
Not a whole lot. Just Christmas, unwrapping presents. Watching the kids unwrap presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of doing family stuff, hanging out at home.
Nice.
Played a lot of Apex Legends.
Awesome.
But that's about it.
Nice.
Sorry, I couldn't have said more.
No.
Yeah.
So you don't need to say anymore, man. You don't
Yeah.
need to say anymore. That's it. You know what I mean? That's what you did. That's what you did. Did you get anything like cool for yourself?
No, I didn't buy myself anything cool, no. It was just more like buying expensive shit for the kids.
Yeah, I did that a lot. But one thing I did get, I splurged on myself, and I got a fucking awesome bow, like a bow and arrow. I'm so excited for this fucking thing, man. I was assembling it and putting it together. Of course, the instructions that came with it are like super, super vague because all the accessories, like the accessory kit you can buy with it is, there's tons of different accessories you can buy with it. So
yeah, they expect you to know it all.
Pretty much. The book is basically like making fun of me almost if I don't know what I'm doing, basically. And but I kind of just did some searching online, just the keyword, what's this thing? Okay, search it up. What does it look like? Where does it go on my bow? Okay, boom. Got it on there, and then take the person's advice on, how to adjust it and how to set it up nice and neat. So that's what really was a kind of a cool touch of it of, just putting it all together, all the extra accessories. And man, this thing is fucking cool. The coolest thing is the arrows I got, man. Oh, I can't wait to try it out, man. I really can't wait to try it out. Something I've always wanted. I'm not, I don't have anything against guns, and I would own a gun if my family wasn't so much against it. So so I don't have one for that reason. But this is the next best thing, man.
Back in the day, I went to Canadian Tire and they had like a dart gun.
Yeah,
it kind of looked similar to a Glock, but you put these tiny darts in it and you could shoot them out a dartboard.
Crazy.
And, they went pretty fast too. I thought that was pretty sick. I don't think they sell them anymore though. I don't know. Well, at least they don't in Canada.
Probably someone died.
Yeah, I think someone probably did get hurt. I'm sure they made it illegal, but it was fun back in the day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was huge into BB guns when I was younger, like the replica BB guns and shit like that. Just being normal late teen hoodlumisms.
I think they still sell BB and cap guns.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, BB and pellet guns, absolutely. Yeah, those will never go out of style. As long as there's teenage boys, there'll be BB guns and pellet guns being sold.
Nothing like camping and shooting the pop cans.
Yeah.
Your parents' beer cans the next day. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
Absolutely. Well then, without further ado, let's talk some MMA news. I think the biggest announcement that came down this week, Alexander Volkanovski will be defending his 145-pound title against none other than Brian Ortega, going down UFC 258 in February. Really excited for this matchup to go down. With Brian Ortega's super, super strong showing against Chan Sung Jung, it kind of really makes sense. 145 is in total disarray with, people going down to 135, people going up to 155, and now we're seeing kind of 145 kind of left with nothing, no one in there. And, it really makes sense. No argument here. I just want to see Alexander Volkanovski fight. It's been such a long time, obviously going back-to-back against, first beating Max Holloway and then deservedly so giving Max Holloway that rematch since the fight was so close. Max Holloway still saying he won the second fight. It was razor thin. I definitely am glad I was not a judge for that one. It could have either gone either way. I wouldn't have been upset if Volkanovski won or if Max Holloway had won, but we see the next challenger, and it's going to be Brian Ortega coming in February, and I think Volkanovski is definitely going to have his hands full with this new Brian Ortega with his outstanding stand-up game with his kicks. And one thing we haven't really seen a whole lot from with Volkanovski and his Frankie Edgar-like style, going to be, we haven't really seen his ground game, Kelly. And then Brian Ortega, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, is definitely going to challenge him. I can guarantee it's going to be going to the ground because you don't really want to stand with Volkanovski and let him add those points up and keep adding and adding and adding those points up. And eventually taking into the fifth round, the dude's got a gas tank and a half. And, Brian Ortega showed a lot of promise in his last fight, obviously. But it's a toss-up for me, man. I just don't know. Volkanovski's just so hard-nosed, so tough, but we haven't seen him fighting for such a long time.
Yeah.
And now we're finally gonna see him fight here in. Did he even fight in 2020, Kelly?
Can't remember.
Let's take a look here. Obviously, Australian fighter, very tough dude. Oh yeah, it was July 12th. Sorry, July 12th. Yes. Yeah, it was a tough fight. To kind of, you know what I mean? It was a long fight. You know what I mean? I think I was obviously quite inebriated during that card as well. But yeah, July was his last fight. So, but before that, it was December. So it'll be, you know what I mean? Only fought once, 2020, defending his title against Max Holloway. And, he's got obviously one hell of a streak. Hasn't lost in forever. Hasn't lost since 2013, all the way back in Melbourne under the AFC banner. We'll see the one hell of a fighter, Alexander Volkanovski, defending his belt. Who do you think takes it, Kelly?
Oh man, I don't know. I can't call that one.
It's a coin toss, man. But I'm gonna go Ortega.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go Ortega. It's hard to bet against Volkanovski.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? It's going to go either way. And I think it's just, Ortega's coming out with this new style that not a lot of people have tape on. I'm sure he's going to add another fold to his repertoire and
I thought Ortega
put on a good show.
Was like a beast back in the day. And then he kind of got picked apart at one fight. I think it was by
Max Holloway.
Yeah, exactly.
Max Holloway pieced the fuck out of him.
And it was just like, I don't know, man. I kind of lost a little bit of faith in him. He kind of like brought him down from like this elite level. For me in my head.
That's exactly where he was sitting. There was a long time where he was such a blue chip dude, knocking out Frankie Edgar. You know what I mean? Everyone was like, this guy is gonna be the next big thing. No one's gonna beat him. And then he got the shit absolutely kicked out of him by Holloway.
Yeah, so I don't know with him. That's why I can't call it. Like they're both just so up in the air for me.
And it's especially to your point, Kelly. If we're gonna go with Max Holloway has a win over Brian Ortega, but Volkanovski has two, even if they are very close wins over Max Holloway. Volkanovski's hand got raised twice against Holloway, and Ortega's hand did not get raised against Holloway.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go with that fight math there, obviously Volkanovski's gonna be the favorite. But I just think Ortega just really impressed me with that last fight against Chan Sung Jung. And either way, I think the most important thing is the fans are going to be dazzled with this card.
For sure.
Moving right along, as we talked about 2 weeks ago now with Yoel Romero, getting his walking papers from the UFC, and Bellator, Scott Coker coming out and saying, no, we are not in the business for signing Yoel Romero. He backtracks, and boom, Yoel Romero has signed I think it was a 3-fight contract with Bellator, and not only did he sign with them, he will be fighting at 205 pounds. Fighting at light heavyweight. Let's see how jacked this dude can get for 205. You know what I mean? A dude who, he's had a hard time weight cutting many, many times for 185.
Yeah.
And I think it's just going to be a much easier fit with much easier competition at 205. I think obviously the only knock you can give Yoel Romero for that move up would be his height. And I think at 205 in the Bellator division, we got the likes of Phil Davis, Ryan Bader, even Lyoto Machida, fights at 205 sometimes. He's gonna have much, much more success. We're not fighting these guys of John Jones and Dominic Reyes height and stature, where they're just gonna use their distance. It's a much, much easier call for him. And I think it's easier for him in the twilight of his career. The dude's in his mid 40s, for fuck's sakes. And so let him eat and let him fight.
Yeah.
I am really excited for this. I don't know. Who they're going to give him right off the bat. Maybe Corey Overtime Anderson. I know Corey Anderson. He basically wants the title shot against Vadim Nebkov right away. Maybe they give him Ryan Bader? Do they feed him to the wolves, Kelly, or do you think they give him an easier fight to start off with and just let him murder a dude?
Ryan Bader would be awesome, man.
Yeah,
that'd be fireworks. I think Ryan Bader is in a good situation right now to fight him. Because. He's getting beat now, what I mean? So you want him to still have kind of like this elite following behind him, this sense of indestructibility going in with Euro.
Yeah.
So it's a good time for him to fight him. I think Bader. I don't know how old he is, but he's had a lot of fights, and I think he might be coming to the end of his career.
Yeah, I think so. Good point, Kelly. I think he was on the early Ultimate Fighters. I think 5 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He was on one of the really old ones. He's had a ton of wars. He had a long tenure career with the UFC too. Getting knocked out by Glover Teixeira, getting knocked out by Tito. He's had a few boring wins in the UFC, which obviously led to his walking papers. But still, he has a few big wins in Bellator, obviously, which has made him his ton of his money.
Yeah.
And he's been in Bellator for quite some time, too, right? So the guy has been around for a very long time. The amount of tread that he has put on those tires, the amount of tread he's taken off of those tires in his career, it's got to be coming to an end.
Yeah.
It's got to be coming to an end. And I think it's just a product that Ryan Bader has fought at 205 his whole career. That's a nasty division to be in for anybody.
Yeah.
I think he's the good build for that division. And then being a wrestler has always been very, very helpful for him as well. But you're just in there with absolute straight up murderers.
Yeah.
And so Kelly's voting for Yoel versus Ryan Bader. Wowzer doodle. I think they give him a can. Give him a can as his one fight. Give him an absolute Russian nobody, something like that. I know Bellator loves those guys. Give him a can for his first fight, and then let's talk. Let's talk. That's my vote. But I would love to see him fight Ryan Bader right off the bat. I would no argument here. I would definitely love to see that happen. Speaking of UFC signings, we see a kind of an interesting signing, a person that not too many people know about, Darina Madzuik. You may have seen her recently, just before the Christmas break. There was this fight of this woman, MMA fighter, fighting a 529-pound man and winning. Was it fixed? Probably. It looked fake as shit to me. And it kind of always brings me back to these mid-90s fights where they would have these world-class gold medal women kickboxers and boxers facing basically a guy from a bar. They picked a guy out of the crowd and let the woman just absolutely kick the shit out of the guy because he threw 2 punches and gassed out. You know what I mean? And this is kind of what this one looked like as well.
I wasn't impressed just because of the severe mobility issues that the guy was having. He was basically, all he could do is throw, because if he kicked, he would just fall over, or she'd push him over.
There's no way he could have kicked with that gut.
Yeah, there's no way. So all it is him trying to punch and it's kind of walking her down. As soon as he lost balance, it was over.
Yeah, he couldn't get himself back up.
Yeah, the whole fight was done.
Let's break her down here a little bit. Because she is a fighter. She is a fighter. But her her record and the roster that she has gone up against is not very impressive. Right now, they have her ranked as 26 out of 127 active Russian women on the Tapology website here. She's currently 3-1. She lost her second fight by decision, and all of her other wins are by decision. Obviously, that fight was not legal. To be going in an MMA record, the fight against the huge ass dude. All decisions except for one. She does have a referee stoppage in the 4th round. And obviously these are all nobody women as well, for fighting out of Russia basically. Whatever. I think the Bellator's going with a viral star. They've done that before in the past. She is quite attractive, obviously. She's super attractive in my opinion. And who knows? Let's see what happens. Very young, only 4 fights. Born in 92. So she's quite young still.
Damn.
Yeah.
92. How old is she? 18? No,
yeah.
Wait, no, 92. I'm off by 10 years. 28. Right? 92.
Yeah, 28. Yeah. No. No, yeah, 28. 28. Doing math here on the New Podcast. So that is relatively young in the MMA world. But for someone, for someone to be stepping into MMA, let's see what happens. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's see what happens. Interesting signing. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. How Bellator this chick was signed before Yoel Romero was signed. So you're going to sign this internet star over top of Yoel Romero. Kind of weird move, but hey, whatever. Let's see what happens. I've always said that Bellator need more. They need tons more talent when it comes to the women's division. And here's somebody else to fight in the women's division. So tune in when you see Darina Madzuik fight again. Moving right along. Speaking of the 145-pound division, we will see Corey Sandhagen taking on Frankie Edgar February 6th. This is a matchup that's definitely going to be one of those ones you want to mark your calendars for. Corey Sandhagen, with his ability to kind of just start causing trouble for people, and Frankie Edgar just somehow still. I think this is actually my apology. I think this is actually going to be at this is actually going to be 135. Yeah, this is 135. So this one's definitely going to be, they've now just injected Frankie Edgar, like I said, with all these dudes is escaping 145-pound division for some really weird reason. No argument here. 135 has been lights out. 135 has kind of probably been the division of 2020. Then we had that card with those three bantamweights, which was all finishes. I'm not no argument here. Corey Sandhagen is ranked number 2 right now, and we're going to see him take on Frankie Edgar. It's got to be to challenge Peter Yan, for the next guy to challenge Peter Yan. It has to be. And let's what the heck was Corey Sandhagen's last fight? Oh yeah, Marlon Moraes. Yes. Marlon Moraes, he had the spinning wheel kick and punches victory over him just in October. Marlon Moraes, man, what a fall from grace he's had. Far too many knockouts, but he did get rear naked choke by Aljamain Sterling. Obviously, that's the reason why Sterling is going to be fighting for the belt and Corey Sandhagen isn't. But keeping him in the top 5 and giving him a very, very tough opponent in Frankie the Answer Edgar. How do you see that one going down, Kelly? 135. Sandhagen's pretty fucking tall for that division.
Yeah, I want
5'11".
I want Frankie to win that.
Yeah,
one.
Me too.
I'm a big Frankie fan.
Me too. Love Frankie Edgar, and especially Frankie Edgar. He's really been turning heads here.
Yeah.
Let's break down Frankie Edgar here. How old is he again? 39. So he's still got a few years left. A dude who just seems to just never go away. And how tall is he? He's 5'6". So 5'11" versus 5'6". Oof. But Frankie Edgar's been fighting taller dudes his whole entire career. How he fought at 145 is just absolutely amazing.
He's had a career similar to like Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Yeah, good call, man. He's, beat Pedro Munoz, which was a big win. Pedro Munoz moved down to 125 after that. Chan Sung Jung, he has a loss over. He got knocked out badly, but he was a last second call up. That was actually Ortega was supposed to be fighting Chan Sung Jung. I think that was in Korea. Then the decision loss against Max Holloway. He's fought for the belt at 145. Beats Cub Swanson. That was a good fight. Then the nasty KO over Brian Ortega. He has a win over Yair Rodriguez. And a win over Jeremy Stevens, and that loss to Jose Aldo, also for the belt. The dude just he just has fought so many times against so many legends. And he's just always been in the top 10. He's never really been out of the top 10. Kind of finding his kryptonite in Benson Henderson, and we'll see how that one turns out. Tough call. I think I gotta go. Corey Sandhagen didn't have a great showing last one too, but I gotta go youth over age. I gotta go with Corey Sandhagen on this for this one here, Kelly. I hate betting against Frankie Edgar though. I absolutely hate it, but I gotta go with Corey Sandhagen. But I'd be leaning towards Frankie Edgar. Finally, the douchiest fighter in MMA, Michael Chandler, has to finally pick an opponent, and that opponent will be Dan the Hangman Hooker. UFC 257 going down January 23rd. And I'm kind of disappointed with this pick, honestly, Kelly. I like Dan Hooker. I think Dan Hooker is a very, very tough dude for anybody. But his ground game isn't the best. You know what I'm saying? He has a decent ground game off his back. He's got some submission wins.
Yeah.
But, this loser, Michael Chandler, is one of those hold-you-down wrestlers. You know what I mean? So could we see, and he's shorter. So, you know what I mean? If history is shown, we could see this being probably one of the most boring fights of the year, with Michael Chandler taking Dan Hooker down and just holding him there, nullifying any kind of jiu-jitsu or anything like that with just a smothering style of doing nothing and not opening up any opportunities for Dan Hooker on the ground, because he knows he doesn't want to stand with Dan Hooker. There's no fucking way in hell that this bum Michael Chandler wants to stand with an assassin like Dan Hooker. There's no way in hell. And I think that's, you know what I mean, to go to the reason why this guy doesn't deserve even to be in the UFC, to even have that moniker on his resume. He doesn't even fucking deserve it. Because he has had a lot of boring fights. He's had a few exciting fights, you know, against bums too. You know what I mean? You know, Eddie Alvarez, whooped he fucking do. You know, really, you know what I mean? Eddie Alvarez is in a lot of good wars with dudes because he's not that good. You know what I mean? And he makes other people look better. And I think that's what he's done with Michael Chandler. And I just, you know, I mean, I'm not super thrilled with the announcement, to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? And it just, if you break down the UFC the lightweight division, you know what I mean? We can get to something else here, but where the hell is he? Dan Hooker's ranked 6th. So if you want to come in and you want to say like, oh, hey, I'm the guy, you know what I mean? Sure, you know, they gave him a tough guy in Dan Hooker. But, you know, you're coming in and saying, you know, basically I want the title. You know, you should then fight somebody else, you bum. You know, he turns down Rafael Dos Anjos. How Ally Quinta is ranked 7th. I don't know. I don't even know. I can't remember the last time he even fought.
Was it against Khabib? That was a good fight.
That was, yeah, but that was forever ago. That was almost like 2 years ago.
That might have been one of Khabib's toughest fights.
It definitely was. It definitely was.
It was on short notice.
Super short notice.
I always liked him, but he was always a hothead, and he talked so much shit, and Dana doesn't want to work with him.
Oh, exactly, yeah. Yeah, he was a guy who wanted more money right off the bat before he kind of even made a name for himself. And I think, you know, fighting for the title, you know, even if it wasn't like an interim kind of a title shot kind of thing, a last second replacement thing. Yeah. You know, I don't think you really get to call your shot just yet. But we got, like, you know, tough dudes. I think I would have liked to see him fight Gregor Giuseppe. I think that would have been, you know, very similar type dudes, even though Gregor Giuseppe had that brutal KO from Kevin Lee. Even Kevin Lee, I would like to have seen him fight Kevin Lee. Diego Ferreira, you know, a dude who kind of has hasn't really shown much since his last few really good fights. Paul Felder. You know, Paul Felder, Rafael Dos Anjos.
Paul Felder or I forget who the other person was. Never mind.
No worries. No, Rafael Dos Anjos I think would be a good one too. And so now we see him, you know, I mean, have to pick. The UFC they probably gave him 2 names to fight, and he went with Dan Hooker because of his height and he's you know, not that great on the ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee or
Paul Kevin Lee I think would have been a good suiting as well. Then you know, I'm trying to help you out here, Michael Chandler. Even though you're a piece of shit and a loser, I'm trying to help you out here, man. And I think Kevin Lee or Gregor Giuseppe are both 2 collegiate wrestlers as well, and I think it would have been a bit better of a showing for him. Probably maybe he didn't want to fight him because he knew he was going to get exposed as a bum.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, so it was Quinta's last fight was Dan Hooker.
Okay.
October 5th.
How did that go? I forget.
Hooker won by decision.
Okay.
And then he goes to decision against Felder, and then goes to decision against Poirier. All wars, and you know, dude's only 30, so let's see what happens. He does have a good amount, 7 submissions, and his take, you know, he's only landed 3 takedowns in his whole UFC career. So let's see what happens with this one here. What's weird though, and what I wanted to kind of talk about, is the UFC has Conor McGregor as the number 1 pound for pound fighter on their rankings.
That doesn't make sense.
No. Number 1 with a bullet.
Khabib's retired, right? Oh no, he's still on there.
Yeah, he's still on there. Khabib still officially has not retired.
How does somebody who beat you not automatically become number 1? And he's undefeated.
Yeah.
Unlike, that doesn't make... Did Conor pay the UFC some of that proper 8 money?
That's what it looks like.
To become the number 1
And not
fighter?
only that, Kelly, if you look at the lightweight rankings, look who is ranked number 1 in the lightweight rankings as well. Conor McGregor is ranked number 1 in the lightweight division.
Does he do this?
He hasn't fought in lightweight in forever.
Get it.
His last fight was against, you know what I mean? What was it? I think it was 170 against
It was so many decades ago, I can't remember. Oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah, against Donald Cerrone. I'm pretty sure it was 170.
Yeah, 170 Donald Cerrone.
And that fight was in January,
where he shouldered him.
Yeah, he beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And then before that, his last lightweight fight was I think it was, I'm gonna say it was lightweight. I'm pretty sure against Cerrone it was a lightweight bout, but still. Before that was 2 years ago, in October 6, 2018 against Khabib, where he got finished. And before that was 2016 against Eddie Alvarez. You know what I mean? So a guy who's fought 3 times in 4 years, losing one of those, he's 2-1 in 4 years, is the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the UFC.
And he's never defended a belt. I'd be so frustrated if I was Khabib. I'd be like, I'm undefeated, defended the belt 1,000,000 times, and beat this guy, and he's number 1, and I'm not.
There is a rumor swirling around that was the reason why they did this, to piss off Khabib in order to get him out of retirement.
Oh,
and quote unquote retirement. You know what I mean?
Terrible.
That is a nasty move, isn't it?
That is terrible.
But weird stuff. But yeah, Michael Chandler, I hope you get the shit kicked out of you and you end up like fucking the other guy who became a UFC signee, not even a UFC standout, in Will Brooks. Let's see where this other bum, who was another dude I called out when he first came over to the UFC, where I just knew he was gonna get fucking murdered, and exactly what happened. Comes over UFC and loses 3 times in a row to Alex Oliveira, to Charles Oliveira as well. So he loses to the Brazilian Cowboy, loses to Du Bronx, loses to Nick Lentz, gets his walking papers, and even his most recent fight, he lost to Gleison Tibau in Battlefield Fight FC in China back in 2019. Let's see here. Yeah, he has 2 wins over Michael Chandler. This guy has 2 wins over Michael Chandler, and he just got bounced from UFC because he's even worse than you, and he beat you twice. So get the fuck out of here with your bullshit, man.
It's so funny.
It is, isn't it? How's that for 6 degrees of separation, you fucking bum?
I just think the UFC is not offering as much money as other organizations, or like really any money right now. They're like, oh, it's a pandemic, we can only pay you half what we wanted. And
that island didn't pay for itself.
And then that fucking so he comes over and they're like, yeah, we'll give you like $100 a fight, and he's like, all right, but I want the best.
And what a segue you led in my next bit of news here, Kelly, is Anthony Pettis leaving the UFC and signing with PFL. How crazy is that? You're going to let Anthony Pettis leave? That is fucking nuts. The guy has had some up and downs.
Yeah.
He was the lightweight champ, though. You know what I mean?
And he's exciting. That's what
always exciting. Always tough.
Yeah.
Always a dude you cannot count out. I thought we were going to see him versus Tony Ferguson again. I thought that'd be a great fight to rewind. That was one hell of a war. And it's just, Anthony Pettis is just one of those dudes. He's, the Showtime kick, man.
Yeah.
And how are you gonna? He should have retired in the UFC. That's what this signing pisses me off, because really, this is the one that should have, when the WEC got kind of amalgamated with UFC, or UFC bought WEC and kind of brought in all those lighter weight class dudes. And I remember the last WEC card was the fight with the Showtime kick.
Mm-hmm.
And in a great rivalry with Benson Henderson, you're gonna go play this guy like that and just let him walk and not give him the guy what he's worth. There's some dudes where you got to give him extra.
This guy was on a Wheaties box.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
He was totally on a Wheaties box. There was tons of shit, that had Anthony Pettis' name on it. And I know Anthony Pettis is rode that wave into buying houses and cars, and good for him. He should. That's what these fighters, they don't have a very long career. They should be able to buy as much shit and set themselves up for the future and put money away and invest it and do shit like that before their brain goes, and so they can enjoy their later years where they've given everything for the organization they fought for, and they physically and mentally can't do anything else other than sit at home and deal with concussion-like syndromes that the worst of the worst concussion-like syndromes you get, where bright lights fucking hurt your head and you can't even fucking hear sounds and shit like that because it fucking causes you to potentially go into a fucking seizure.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake. And you're just gonna let this guy walk to the shitty ass organization like PFL, where he probably thought like, hey, I got a really good chance of winning this one for $1 million too. I think it suits. I know PFL usually sits on the East Coast, and I think it's going to suit Anthony Pettis. Do we see him go over to Bellator in the future? Maybe. I wouldn't be opposed to that as well. But I was really upset by Anthony Pettis being basically forced to leave. I know he would have wanted to stay in the UFC. They just obviously didn't have any money on the table.
Yeah.
A huge move for PFL though. PFL now, they're really starting to get these guys now. Clarissa Shields they got. Now they got Anthony Pettis. They got Verdum. Are these older guys? But hey, that recipe worked good for Bellator when the Bellator was first up and running. Signing some of these older dudes who are willing to risk it all for that $1 million check at the end of the year. But sad to see him go. And lastly, when it comes to the UFC, this week, huge announcement. UFC partnering with ABC. UFC just kind of got their hands in everyone's pocket. ESPN, Fox, and now we see ABC. What does this mean for the UFC? And what kind of cards are they going to be on, Kelly? They're going to be
UFC on ABC.
It's going to be on straight up prime time.
UFC on Prime. UFC on Fox. UFC on ESPN Plus. And you have to have all these channels to watch all the different UFC events.
Bastards.
We just sell exclusive content.
Yeah, exactly.
All these
smart bastards.
Watch it all on Fight Pass for $89 a month. 79.
Typical.
Just super increase the cost of Fight Pass. Now you don't need all these channels. We're saving you money.
Yeah, exactly. You're an idiot if you got these channels.
We're practically giving you money.
Who is this asshole that put UFC on all these different channels? You remember when it first started, Kelly? It was just like Fight Pass. So you either had Fight Pass or it was on Spike. Yeah, exactly. Those were the good days.
Spike TV was awesome.
Now Bellator's not even on Spike TV anymore. Paramount, it's not even on. Nothing's on it. They're terrible commercials. But UFC moving to ABC, and then that's the reason why that's the kind of reason why they had moved the cards around. And January 16th will be the first card. UFC on ABC 1 will be Holloway versus Calvin Kattar, going down in Abu Dhabi on the Fight Island. Not a great card, but not a terrible card for the first one. We're gonna actually see some pretty good bangers with Santiago Ponzinibbio taking on Jai Ling Lee. I think that should actually be a good one. And mark your calendar for this card, for this fight out there, people. Brian Kelleher versus Ricky Simon. This Brian Kelleher, he almost had the most wins for 2020. This dude had a ton of fights. Oh, sorry, he had actually a loss in 2020 against Cody Straman, but that was a close fight. This Kelleher guy is really, really tough. Had 4 fights in 2020 and 3 finishes and just 1 decision lost. Beating Hunter Azar. Hunter Azar is really tough. Odie Osborne and Ray Rodriguez. But I can guarantee that one for 2 dudes. Like I said, 2020 was the year of the no names, and this was going to be that Brian Kelleher versus Ricky Simon. That's going to be a really good one. Anthony Hernandez will be taking on Rodolfo Vieira. That should be a really good one too. Omari Akhmedov versus Tom Breeze. That's going to be a really good one too. Joaquin Buckley. Was this the highlight reel kick guy? No, not the highlight reel kick guy. Oh no, it is the highlight reel kick guy. Yes, it is. Yeah. It is the highlight reel kick guy. And he's going to be fighting Alessio Di Circio Betch Korea is also on this against Yana Wu. I didn't think she was even still on the roster.
That is hilarious, man.
David Zawada taking Ramanov Evie. Phil Hawes taking on Nasserine Imanov. Wiley Alves taking on Christian Aguilera. Nick Lentz coming back from that terrible eye injury. He's going to be fighting Mike Grundy. And that's about it.
How do they keep letting her fight?
I don't know. You're gonna let all these guys walk, but you're gonna let Betch Korea still fight.
She must be asking for no money.
She has a win over Saraja Eubanks. I forgot about that.
She's like, I'll fight for free at this point.
She got armbarred by Irene Aldana. Obviously, the nasty KO by Holly Holm.
She's gonna drop her kids off at soccer, go fight, lose, and then go back and pick up.
That
her
sounds
kids
about right.
And drive home.
Sounds about right. Since Ronda Rousey, her career has not been very good. She lost to Ronda Rousey. She gets a split loss over from Raquel Pennington. Beats Jessica Ai. Gets a draw against Marion Renault. Loses to Holly Holmes. Loses to Irene Aldana. Gets the big win over Saraja Eubanks, and then loses to Penny Kinsad. So she has, Jessica Ai and Saraja Eubanks are big names to have wins over.
Jessica Ai got walking papers, though.
Yeah, she's had a really, she just really never found traction.
Always exciting, too.
Yeah.
Exciting fighters, sometimes, they put themselves out there.
Yeah.
In situations that can get them knocked out or submitted.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't always work out, so it's unfortunate.
Fighting for the finish is something that should be, UFC used to value those fighters.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Diego Sanchez was one of those guys. You know what I mean? Guy who win or lose, he'd always be in a good fight.
Yeah.
Good card though. I'm excited. Obviously, the main event I think is actually going to be really, really good. I think Max Holloway's going to really have his hands full. The dude is almost exactly same as him. Calvin Kattar is a tall 145er. Let's see, he's 5'11", and Max Holloway, I believe, is also 5'11". Yes, they're both same height. Holloway's only 29. Shit, I remember he started super young. And how old is Calvin? Calvin Kattar's 32, so they're very close in age. I think it's gonna be a great fight. And that about wraps up the news. Tons to talk about this week. Holy shit. Back by popular demand, reviewing the reviews. Going to the farthest East Coast, not as far as we can go East Coast, but pretty gosh down far. The island that looks like a peanut, Princess Edward Island. PEI. It's actually Prince Edward Island, but I would call it, just throwing a little dig in there, PEI. Like you guys don't have it bad enough as it is. 10 feet of snow every winter. Winters are forever. You're on a tiny-ass island. A woman got killed by coyotes.
Holy shit.
On that island. Nasty-ass coyotes.
What is this, 1735?
It might as well be his PEI.
Damn.
No, I've heard it's actually very, very nice place to visit. I think it'd be really cool to go there in the summertime, but the wintertime, East Coast sucks for the winter. Yeah. Count me out. But they are no stranger to hating on Tim Hortons. Obviously a very small population, but more population on this tiny island that's the size of a peanut, as opposed, probably more on this tiny island than all of the Northwest Territories and none of it combined. They put that in perspective.
So they know their coffee.
They know their coffee, yep.
And that's why there's a lot of hate in this one.
There really is, yep. It's true, Kelly. You are 100% right. This one here, right in the biggest city, really, if you can call it that, in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, we got 4 stars out of 379 reviews. Seen a lot of good stuff, but I'm also seeing a lot of bad stuff. Let's get to the bad stuff here. BP, 2 reviews, 1 star a month ago. Ordered 2 medium coffees using the app last night at the Islanders Moncton hockey game. What? Weird. What the hell are you doing at a hockey game? But never received the coffees despite being charged for them on my credit card. My seat in section 14, row C, Seat 4, I spoke to a couple delivery girls about it, but still, no coffees were delivered. There should be a way to get back your money, but back or get free coffees at the next game. I received electronic receipt via email for the coffees, but no coffees. I'm so confused by this. This is a month ago.
So he was at a hockey game.
Yeah.
During the pandemic. Okay, sure. And then he ordered a coffee to his seat.
Yeah.
From Tim Hortons. How do you get in without a ticket?
Well, no, that's
like I'm delivering coffee. Okay, sure, bud.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Is there a Tim Hortons in the stadium?
Yeah.
And how are they even open during a pandemic? Number one, how are you watching a minor league hockey game?
Yeah.
During a pandemic?
Yeah.
And why do you have all this information about where you're sitting? I don't give a fuck where you're sitting. You didn't get your shit because you're an idiot. Exactly. They probably came up to the door, Kelly. Like, yeah, I got some coffees. Where's your ticket? I just got to deliver coffees. I don't want to see this stupid minor league game. I don't give a fuck about this. Yeah. It's like, I want to deliver coffees. This is a jerk off. Yeah, you ain't getting without a ticket. Well, this fucking loser ain't getting his coffees. I don't care. So weird.
How douchey would it be if it there wasn't a Tim Hortons in the actual stadium?
Yeah.
And you did have to buy tickets. How douchey do you have to be to order anything to your seat?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm so confused by this one.
I am the king of everything.
What is going on, PEI? I know you're a backwaters one fucking boat island, but you think you're going to be able to have the luxury of ordering coffee to your seat through an app? Sense. You're fucking stupid. It's like, what's your address? Shit. My address is row 14, seat C, aisle 4.
Could you imagine, the pandemic's over, everyone's watching, a Canucks game in a stadium, and everyone's using their app, and people, running up and down the aisles delivering food?
It just filled.
It's just, with Skip the Dishes.
With Skip the Dishes, just
and
filled.
Uber Eats, just, all these people running up and down.
That then takes the cake. I'm so confused by that.
Oh, man.
So confused. Love it. Here we go, another one. Oh, sweet, newbie review. I love this one, newbie review, but it doesn't. They have 2 photos, but there's not the photos of this. So they obviously just posted photos of something else. JT, 1 star, 3 months ago, 1 review and new podcast newbie review. The customer service is so bad, I changed my sandwich 3 times as they didn't make it right. Oh boy. Is there any periods in this? No. This is all one. This is a massive paragraph, too, with not a single fucking sentence. Not a single period here, Kelly. Here we go. So, first of all, you had to change your sandwich 3 times? Like you're watching them? No. Different sandwich. No. I saw you put a tomato on there. Throw it out. Make me a new one. This time, I want the other sandwich. They only have 3 sandwiches.
Yeah.
So let me start over here. The customer service is so bad, I changed my sandwich 3 times as they did not make it right. They don't listen to customer at speaker properly, just want them to drive through, then again blame the customer that you didn't ask for that thing on your order. The girl, this in capitals, with full makeup and red lipstick, maybe she's also a manager, doesn't know how to talk to customers. She was not even sorry about her mistake. I was on my 30 minutes break, out of which 20 minutes I have to go round and round through the drive-thru to get my 1 sandwich right. Hot tamales. And then to say the manager with the red lipstick with wearing makeup and red lipstick, that's how you're going to tell her apart. It's the person wearing makeup. That's the one that screwed me over.
Look for the red lipstick.
Why wouldn't you go in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why? You know what I mean? There's so many things wrong with this one here, Kelly. We're having a fucking heyday in PEI here.
Most of the Tim Hortons are open on the inside now.
Yeah. Number one, why the fuck? You know what I mean? Are you? You know what I mean? When you why the fuck are you getting a sandwich from Tim Hortons? The sandwiches are trash. The bread is always so hard. They always add that slimy ass tomato that's been living for 10 years.
Oh yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Gross. And then they got lettuce and then that slimy ass fake ass meat. And why wouldn't you go in? as soon as if I were to go through a drive-through and my order was wrong, I wouldn't go back through the drive-through. No. I would go in.
Yeah.
You go in, you say, "Hey, I just was in the drive-through. My order's wrong. Can you please fix it?"
Or if they don't have the lobby open, what I do is get out of my car, walk up to the window, and be like, "Hey, the sandwich is wrong." After they, serve the food to the customer, whoever's at the window at that point. You just wait till they move and then step in front of the next car.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to wait the whole entire time.
Makes zero sense. This one here doesn't make any sense at all. And like, how are they making your sandwich wrong? That's the other thing too, Kelly. There's like fucking 3 ingredients on these shitty ass sandwiches: lettuce, tomato, the fucking mayonnaise, and the meat.
I said most lettuce on the right side. This is the left side. They turn it around. Oh,
I wanted it meat, lettuce, tomato. You gave me lettuce, meat, tomato. Take it, make it again. Get out of here with your red lipstick.
Oh, man.
This is a weird one. Someone has, like, check out this picture here, Kelly. This one's really weird. They have, like, 4 computer screens just saying Dark Rose so good at work. Like, you got some, like information on there that people shouldn't be seeing on that picture? It's very weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Good for you, bud. You got four monitors.
I wanted to
and like one screen is blank too. Bravo. You're a king of computer screens, you loser.
I wanted to flex online. So I left a Google review with a picture of my 4 monitors. Saying the roast beef was delish.
All right, here 2 more new reviews here, Kelly, and then we are running real late here. Let's. Oh,
we're still going.
Still going. Let's do it here. SK1 review and new podcast newbie review 1 star 2 months ago. This guy sounds like he's drunk, so I'm gonna do it in a drunk voice. The manager is very rude. I don't what's your problem. She don't know how to talk to customers. I will not go to that Tim Horton because of her. They're very sad to have lost your drunken ass business.
Oh no, they're gonna lose like their $3 profit on your fucking gross sandwich.
Exactly. Oh, nice. And here's another person. It looks like this person here. It looks like now they're all, this is all fake. They all say the manager's name, and they're all piling on the manager, saying the manager's stupid, and the manager doesn't know how to talk to people. There's 3 other reviews, all saying the manager's name, all done by other people with similar names.
Yeah.
All of them. Look at this. This one here, Kelly. This one here. This one here, and these are all different. There's 4 reviews, all hating on the manager.
Looks like a family or something.
A fifth one, crazy. 6th. Wow, they got steamrolled.
Can I see it? Oh, okay.
All the Someone's got some hate on that person.
Weird.
A lot of hate.
Seems like a little bit of beef outside the restaurant.
It seems like it. That's what I thought too. Let's do 2 more. MS 1 star 1 review 3 weeks ago, and new podcast newbie review. In the 2 times I've ordered tea from here via DoorDash, I have yet to receive a tea instead of coffee. Yes, I checked to make sure I ordered tea.
Oh, I love that's the last guy too, remember? I get home, tea's coffee.
That's how you know you've been to Tim Hortons.
Tea is coffee.
They got your order right, sir. They 100% got it right. If they get it right, it's wrong. Oh my god, you just order coffee next time, they'll give you tea. Problem solved. Problem solved.
I just love how Tim Hortons gives everybody coffee. It's like, oh, it's a drink, coffee.
Double.
Let's go, double coffee. That's all we make. Everything. I wanted orange juice. Double coffee. There you go. Get the fuck out of here. I gotta go put on my red lipstick.
Oh, good stuff, Kelly. Good stuff. I wanted a sandwich. Coffee to go. All right, last one here. We'll round it out with this one. Really good showing from PEI. I'm really impressed. Good for you. Good for you guys. This guy just has C. 14 reviews, 4 photos, 1 star, 3 months ago. Been a while since I tried Tim Hortons because of bad experiences on PEI. I went to get a coffee today and it was burnt. I couldn't even take it back because it was so busy there. And I have other things to do. I recommend if people love Tim Hortons, do not buy from this Tim's on PEIs, cause it will make you hate it. 1 out of 5 stars. I can't give a big fat 0. Wow. Well said. See, that guy was right. That's a per review. 5 stars for that gentleman there for doing a per review. Hey, the service was fucking atrocious. I gave him another shot. And it was my fault. The coffee sucked.
I love the I ordered tea and got coffee once. Makes me
that does. It is like that's what's so fucked up, Kelly, is we're going from province to province to province, and it's all the same fucking problem. Yeah, it's all the same problem. That's how shitty Tim Hortons is, and it used to be such a storied franchise. Yeah. It used to be, you know what I mean? It used to be such a franchise where people would go to. You know what I mean? People would go on Tim's runs. It was a place where everyone would go to, whether it be donuts or coffee. Yeah, it was the go-to place. When I was younger, me and my buddies. Always, we would go to Tim Hortons and we knew when the fresh donuts were being ready. We would go when the fresh donuts were being made. Shit like that. The coffee was delicious. The coffee was great. You always had a great experience going to Tim Hortons. And now it's a fucking joke. It's an absolute fucking joke, and I love it. Even at PEI, even all the way to the tiny little island of PEI, it's absolutely fucking amazing. All right, well let's break for a little brief. Set of commercials here. We'll be right back after these brief messages. Are you tired of getting fucked around by Tim Hortons? Golly, they gave me coffee instead of tea again! Try anywhere else. A gas station, Dunkin' Donuts, your own coffee machine at home. Absolutely anywhere would be much, much better than wasting your time and hard-earned money at that shithole Tim Hortons. Try anywhere else. Brought to you by Tim Hortons. We suck. Celebrate this holiday season by cracking a cold one of Hollandia. Delicious beer imported from none other than, you guessed it, Holland, the Netherlands. Find it in your local BC liquor store. Hollandia, tall cans aplenty. It's delicious. From Stephen and Kelly at the ANU Podcast, we just want to wish everyone out there a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a very, very Happy New Year. Can't wait for 2021 to come on in and rid us of this nightmare of 2020. So long, 2020. Don't let the door hit you on the ass. From Stephen and Kelly at the ANU Podcast. Welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed our commercials, and go grab yourself a cold, tall glass of water in the house. You know what I'm talking. Tap water. Let's talk some motherfucking video games. I played a ton of Stardew Valley. Hot fucking tamales. Am I ever addicted to this fucking game, Kelly? Simple Harvest Moon game, and I am loving every fucking minute of it.
Nerd.
I know, I totally am. Like I said, man, the small details in the game are just absolutely amazing. The different shit you can build in it, you know, the different items you get, the different like you find artifacts, just artifacts randomly at different places. You may find artifacts in the mine. You may find artifacts just while you're digging, hoeing your garden. You may find an artifact. You may find these little notes from different places as well. You find these little treasure notes from different places. Chopping down a tree, you may find a note, and all these different things they'll give you. Then these notes you store in your bag, and then you can always go over them later on. And some of them are treasure maps, different things. Go 20 paces this way and 10 paces that way, shit like that. You know what I mean? Or go to this bush after this time. And different crap like that. I've been working on this one girl and giving her presents and talking to her and shit like that. And we're going steady now. So I gave her a bouquet of flowers to solidify that we're going steady.
Aww.
It was funny because when I first started giving her gifts, she invited me into her room to play video games with her, and we played video. They have like a few different video games you can play. Like there's an arcade in the game, and it's like a terrible like you know what I mean, like even bad for Nintendo standards video game. And you play, and you know what I mean, if you win, you get like huge points with her. So I won the game and got huge points with her, and then I just kind of kept on working on her, giving her amethysts and precious stones and shit like that. She really liked that crap, and then eventually I go steady with her, and then she sends me something in the mail saying, "Come over to my house after 8 p.m." I'm like, okay, well, this game really took this game took one hell of a quick turn. And now because she's kind of like a goth girl, so I go to her room and we're like playing. They're like on a Ouija board because they call it like a spirit tablet.
Okay.
And the Ouija board says that she loves me, shit like that. So to seal the deal. So I need like a mermaid pendant in order to have her marry me. So I'll figure out how to do that later on down the road. And just I've just been giving her stuff in passing. I haven't really been going out of my way to talk to her or do anything. I'll see her in the town, or I'll see her in the forest, something like that. And I'll give her a present. I'll always have like a flower or something special on me to be able to give to her if I see her.
Aww.
But what is crazy is the fishing. Since I picked the river area to play in, I've really kind of honed my fishing, and it's so much fun, Kelly. The fishing is so in depth too. It's absolutely amazing. So you start off with just a normal beginner rod, and fishing kind of sucks. You can throw your fishing pole out there, and you may not get a bite ever. And but as you level up, that's what I'm realizing. The more you fish, no matter what, if it's good or bad, you are slowly leveling up your fishing bar. So eventually I go to the next level, and then that opens up new items in the shop for me to buy. A better fishing rod. Now I can buy bait. And then slowly. So then I was using a fiberglass rod. I was getting tons and tons of shit with that fiberglass rod. I was having tons of success. And now I got this fucking iridium rod, Kelly. It's fucking this super crazy rod that I can add bait and tackle to now. Which now I can buy tackle, I can buy bait from the store, and there's tons of different tackle, like different bobbers you can buy now. It's so crazy. I can buy one bobber, so it makes it so like it's kind of like a bar. So it has like this bar that goes up and down, if I can explain it the best way to you. And so it's kind of like a thermometer almost, and the fish moves up and down on your thermometer, and you got to keep your little green bar in around the fish. And if you go off of him, there's another bar that goes up and down as well. There's a bar that goes into the green. If you have him trapped in your green bar, and if he's outside of that bar, that bar goes down. It goes down to the bottom. You lose the fish. It goes to the top. You catch the fish. You can also get treasure when you're catching the fish. So and there's a bobber you can get that ups your chance of finding treasure. And some of the treasure you find is absolutely fucking amazing. You find this different treasure and you bring it to the museum. The museum will put it on display. You put certain items in display, and you automatically get a present. You get paintings, you get different shit I got a fucking chicken statue for one, different cosmetic crap like that. You know what I mean? And so right now I'm catching shit like crazy, and there's all these quests. You have this town hall where you caching these quests and different things. So you have to catch 4 of this fish, 4 of that fish, 4 of this other fish, and then you unlock stuff, and it'll give you stuff. I can also do crab pots since I'm near the ocean. I think everyone's kind of near the ocean, so now I have crab pots in the water too. You just got to put bait in them, and you get trash. That's what's crazy too, Kelly. Is when you fish, sometimes you'll get trash. You'll pull up like a broken CD or someone's broken glasses, and later on I got the ability to make a recycling machine. So now all this trash I get, rather than just throwing it away for nothing, I throw it in the recycling machine and I get good shit out of it. So it's just a little thing like that. Like I thought, like, what a fucking cool little idea for the game. Do you know what I mean? To recycle your trash like that into useful items too. I am really loving the fishing now. I'm almost got like all the good fish now. I'm just kind of doing night fishing now. I'm gonna have to do some research because I think I've really exhausted most of my fishing. My fishing rod is so good right now. I throw it in, I catch something, and it's easy to catch it right away now. Where the beginning of the game was super hard to fight some of these fish, Kelly. There was a period of time where I wasn't catching anything. I was getting the fish on the hook, and I could not reel them in though. And now that's not the case at all. But now there's just a few fish that I cannot get, like some night fishing fish. There's some specialty fish, like you go into different areas, like there's lakes, rivers, and then the ocean. And then there's nighttime fishing. So you get different types of fish. There's all different types of fish. Now I have a fish pond where I can throw fish into the fish pond, and they eventually multiply. I don't really know what else to do with this thing. And now they ask me. So now the fish ask me for a special geode. They want me to drop into the pond. And I'm like, okay, this is a really hard thing to find. I'll find it and try to toss it in and see what happens. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. So I'm
meanwhile, they have no idea you're slaughtering
hundreds of them. No, I'm catching them and just selling them. Exactly. Whatever happens. That's kind of the weird concept of the game too. It kind of, you need to wrap your head around. You're really just picking stuff off the ground and selling it. Anything you find on the ground is sellable. That's the whole concept of the game. Really, it's kind of so weird if you really break it down. I'm picking stuff off the ground and selling it. That's really all I'm doing. I got a duck. I just bought a duck. I upgraded my hen house, so now my hen house is bigger, and now I can get a duck. But ducks are super expensive. Where a chicken costs like $400, a duck costs $4,000, which was pretty crazy. I know. So that was a really fun part. But to kind of segue into the mining part, mining was really, really cool, Kelly. That is a really, really fun part of the mining too. So you kind of start off. You start off in the mine just going down. And you break stones, and you get certain materials like copper is important, stone, and you get other cool little items too. You may come across a little slime dude or bugs, and you get a simple little rusty sword you smash them with. And once again, the more mining you do, the more stuff opens up for you at the adventurer's store, and you get better weapons. You constantly keep getting better weapons. I now have the ability. I now got this thing where I killed something like 150 bugs. I unlocked this crazy ass bug killing weapon, and it's tons of crazy stats. Now I'm almost my adventurer skill is so high. I've got these super nutty weapons that open up, but they're slower. So I'm kind of weary about buying them because they are so expensive. They do a ton of damage, but they're much slower than the average weapon. So I don't really know if I want to go with them. But the lower you go down in the mines, it opens up all this shit. Like you start off kind of normal mine in the first like 10 levels, and then the next 20 levels it kind of turns into like a jungly area down there. You keep going down farther, zombies come out. Keep going down farther. Now I'm kind of like in an ice area where everything's super cold. And you can always, the nice thing I really like about it too is that every 5 levels opens up an elevator. So you don't have to start at level 1 every single time. So every 5 levels it opens up an elevator hatch. So when you start, you can go right back down to level number 40 or 50 or whatever, right? So I thought that was a really nice little touch. And it keeps track of all your kills. The more kills you get, the more items you get, and you get special items for different shit. It is so in depth, Kelly. It is just absolutely fucking insane how awesome this game really is, and I'm so hooked. It is just absolutely nutty how good this game is, and I just absolutely love it. I've just made it through my first year. I'm back into spring again. And I kind of, I had all this extra shit, so I just really went total, because, winter you don't really do anything but fish and but mine. So I went, like, all out. I went all out with planting, and then I realized, fuck, this kind of, I don't want to spend all my time just dealing with my fields. So what I did, I had this huge amount of shit. I planted like over 50 things, and once the stuff started growing, and I wasn't really replanting them. I just was letting them go just so I'd have more time. So the flexibility of the game, I could 100% play right now and not ever farm again and just make money off fishing. 100%. I could do that, or mining and fishing. I could do that and never plant another fucking seed in the ground if I wanted to. It's just so in depth for that. I could talk about all the details forever on this game, but I'll talk about more on the next episode. The other game I was playing a ton of, oddly enough, Fallout 2. Fallout 2, man, I got past that first little barrier hump. I got money. I'm getting guns. I'm starting to get back in the swing of things. It's just good to have these two games, especially with my kids being home and stuff like that. So just so I have I have options. Whether between the kids playing the Xbox and the Switch or the tablet or the PC, now I have an option to play the PC or the Xbox now too. And Fallout 2, I am really, really loving it. I got through the first town, Claymouth. I got a cool gun. I got armor. I got finally a pistol, which is what my dude's main thing is. I went down. I killed this rat god dude. He was really, really tough. I just kind of cheaped him out a little bit, using a little bit of exploits of the game, really. And but I beat him fair and square and kill all the rats for this big mission, and just talking to the people and just the different things of the game that were just really big, bring back so many stupid ass memories. Talking to people being super sarcastic, just people just being straight up assholes to you. It's just so amazing. This game just brings back so many memories every time I play it. I got Sulik too, he's the other tribal dude. You get with you. So he's been a huge help having a buddy with you. He's just got a sledgehammer and shit, just beats the fuck out of people. I'm still a little ways away before, I'm still having a hard time. I'm still dying a lot, still realizing I have to save a lot. And, just the nostalgia road that I'm going on playing this game is absolutely worth every fucking penny. And that's free. Loving it. What about you, man? What'd you get up to this week?
Well, speaking of free games, obviously Apex Legends. It's my favorite game still.
Nice.
There's been some times where it's been up and down with me with Apex
Legends. Of course, yeah.
I think one of the things I really like about Apex Legends is it doesn't follow the one game plus like 3 seasons pass or whatever that every other Call of Duty, stuff like that followed. It's weird because they put on a new Call of Duty, but you have to download the old one just to play Warzone, which is their battle royale. So I find that odd.
That's stupid, yeah.
Yeah, you have to have it all on your hard drive. I find that odd. A lot of people aren't happy about that. So that's but what I like about it is the fact that you just keep paying for seasons if you like it, and then we talked about this before, but the developer has a reason to keep improving it. And they changed the map with the ranked right now. They changed the map to the old map. I forget what the name of it is right now, but the new map was called Olympus, and it's just a huge, huge map.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool once you get to know it. I used to think it was just traps everywhere, but you can navigate around once you really learn the map.
Cool.
It takes a long time because it is huge. I hope one day they give you a choice, the lobby a choice of which map they want to go to.
Yeah, you'd think that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It kind of like Call of Duty used to, I'd select the map, but then maybe they're worried that too many people would pick one map over another. But how would you know unless you gave that option? But one thing I find with the gaming public or the fans, quote unquote, is if you give them an option and then it doesn't work out and you take it away, they get mad. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you can't win in that situation, at all. So it's just what do you do?
Oh, that is hilarious, scumbaggery.
Yeah. So I don't know.
What do they take away?
Well, just whenever they change nerf.
Oh yeah, of course. I see you're saying nerf weapons or nerf legends. I got you.
Because some people are we really need this, and other people now everybody else sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's there's always a little give and take to everything.
Of course.
But yeah, so maybe someday you'll be able to choose what map. Maybe you'll just be a random map one day, which would be good too, because otherwise you're just playing the same map over and over for ranked, or playing the other map over and over for unranked. It doesn't. I don't know. It gets boring, I guess.
No, I hear you. No, I totally agree. This funny thing is my son actually been playing Apex a lot himself, actually. He's actually not bad.
Nice.
He got 5 kills the other day. I was pretty impressed. I know. But he brought up a good point. What about, if they did that for Fortnite, had the original map as an option?
Yeah.
I thought, that's a really good way to think about it. You know what I mean? And why not? Then in the beginning, you either be randomized. You'd either be randomized whether you're in the new map or the old map, or exactly like you said, you pick. I want to pick classic, or I want to pick the new one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it would totally open up the game and give you an option.
Yeah, I think Call of Duty had an option where it's I only want to play these certain maps.
Yeah, exactly.
And
absolutely.
Just put you in lobbies with those maps. That'd be good too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options there. They're not really they don't have any events right now. They just got finished one of their events, so there's not like a lot going on within the game. Horizon's still the new legend. There is talks about new legends right now, but the season still has, I think, like 30 days left, something like that, and they usually don't put out a new legend until the end of it.
Right.
So I don't think any new legends will be introduced anytime soon, but I have no idea. Who knows? What's new? I think I kind of figured out how to play with like random teams. I
gotcha. Nice.
Yeah, like if they don't give a shit about like working as a team, and I can pretty much tell that right away.
Yeah.
I just let them go and die, and then I'll just fight with myself.
There you go.
If, like the other guy wants to come with me. I've done that a few times so far, where it's like I'll either go on my own and outlive my team, or
nice.
I'll just like one guy will just go with me and leave the other guy.
Yeah.
Who's,
well,
like,
good on you
up.
for coming up with a strategy to evolve over. You know what I mean? What a big problem you've always been dealing with.
Otherwise, I just lose too many points in rank trying to save these guys that just don't care about me, anyways. Like I've I've knocked 2 people before and then got knocked and like almost killed a third person, and then my teammates will come and knock that guy or kill that guy, and then start looting everything. Then revive me. And I'm just like, what is this? Like, obviously, it's not always a team game, so I have to play like that. So I'm like, is my team playing like a team, or are they not playing like a team?
Yeah.
If they're not playing like a team, it's not a team game for me. And I can still win with one other person.
Still, what a shady way to do it, you know what I mean? Like, you're only going to be as strong as your weakest link. You just got knocked after just owning the other team, and then they're going to go and loot all this shit, not giving you the lion's share, which you should, because you were the one who did all the damage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? Now you're disabled, and now they just took all the gear, even though they fucking suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Good on you.
And then it makes me like, I actually ran away from them the whole game after that, and they kept following. They just chased me the whole game. It was ridiculous. We ended up losing to the last team because we weren't playing like a team at all. There was another one where I actually had a squad wipe. I was playing Watson.
Yep.
And this other team wasn't playing like a team at all. Maybe the last 2 people were, but I wasn't really sure what their plan was. But the first person, I just shotgun to the face. I actually ran up behind him, shotgun to the face. They go down pretty fast, and then I see the 2 other guys running towards me, and there's like a little bit of like a hill. So I run behind it. And then as soon as I get behind it, I start running back because I know they're going to split up trying to get me in the middle. So I run back and shotgun the next guy to the face.
Wow.
And then I run behind this other little like mound. And then the last guy's coming out, and I shoot him a few times with my 301. And then I just pull out a shotgun, and it goes... The further it goes, the less damage it does. But I knew I had enough damage already done just to kill him with the shotgun blast anyway. So I wiped the whole squad.
Pro skills.
Yeah, so I was pretty stoked about that.
That's amazing.
I used to do the best tricks with Mirage like that. Like I would hide behind walls, and then I'd let my ability go where it's like a whole bunch of them. And then I'd it looked like I'm running out, so the guy would start shooting that guy, but meanwhile I'd be like jumping the wall and shoot him in the back.
Nice. Yeah, Mirage is, Mirage used to be super, super popular, but obviously, just with the ability of everyone else, I mean, I think they've obviously, that's what they wanted to do, right?
I think Mirage is still one of the best legends. It's just, like you said, everybody is pretty good now.
Yeah.
Everybody's pretty even, but that one ability to make like 20 of yourself, and the enemy team doesn't know which one to shoot at.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty fucking good. It's pretty fucking good.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, at least you found some success. I know you posted a picture earlier in the week too of you with Caustic.
Yeah.
Just cleaning house and being the champion.
Yeah, I think that was like...
I think you got like 11 kills or something stupid like that. Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, and that was with a controller.
Yeah, wowzer.
On the
Watch
computer.
out, PC. Speaking of PC, we've been leading into these next little tidbits here, like insane here, Kelly. I am marking it here, February 28th. If there is no Xboxes available for actual retail price, I'm going to PC.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to PC. This is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
I'll see you on Steam.
Yeah, this is just the stupidest fucking thing, Kelly. I can't be more upset about this. Where the fuck are the Xboxes?
My gaming laptop is sweet, though, man. Like, I just put it on my lap and play. You know what I mean?
More and more people, and especially more and more our friends, are getting gaming PCs.
Yeah.
Because of this. You fucked up huge, Xbox and PlayStation. You fucked up royally huge.
They missed the Christmas season. That's the biggest fuck up.
Not only that, in the missed Christmas season, they are allowing these bots to buy these fucking stupid things. And I don't know anybody. I don't know anyone who's buying them for $1,000. I have not met, the only person I know who owns one is my brother, and he pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Only person I know who owns one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same. And that's it.
I know somebody who pre-ordered 2 just in case one of his friends wanted one.
Yeah.
And he actually offered it to me at cost.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. And he was just like, because I know there's going to be scalpers, so if one of my friends wants one, I want to sell it at cost. And he ended up selling it to another friend at cost. But that's the only that's the only other person I know. Like, he pre-ordered 2, but he pre-ordered like months and months at a time.
How is this happening in this day and age, Kelly? I've been over every week. I've bitched and bitched and bitched about this, and it's not getting better.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I'm saying end of February, because they are predicting there won't be any more systems until the beginning of February.
Oh, fuck that, man!
How ridiculous is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
People are gonna start thinking about spring's happening, so it's like, oh, let's start playing camping and shit like that. Not video games.
I know. What a miss. And what a colossal flop. The new systems were supposed to be these big, huge saviors. Yeah. And they have... No one knows because they're not here.
And that's... who knows if the next batch will be scalped as well.
They will. They have no... They don't care. Xbox and PlayStation doesn't give a fuck. They're being bought. That's all that matters to them. Not that the fact that the community is suffering because no one can buy these fucking things. No one can play with these things together.
Nobody can play Cyberpunk.
Yeah. No one can adjust their dick size in peace. Or put a vagina on a woman or a dick on a man. Or a vagina on a man and a dick on a woman.
Yeah, nobody can do that.
No one can do that.
So they want the new consoles or a PC.
Exactly. So far as, I got a buddy who did get Cyberpunk. He says fine. He says not buggy. He says okay, it's a little bit buggy.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
What console?
Just on Xbox on the Xbox One.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. He says okay.
They're giving away not giving away, but they're also refunding anybody who bought it that wants it too.
PlayStation has stopped selling it on the store.
Yeah.
PlayStation has way bigger problems than Xbox with it. PlayStation is unplayable.
Well, PlayStation had that what was it? It was like it was different than any other processor. I think it was like 9 microprocessors instead of like one processor that has like
weird.
Like a quad core or whatever. Right. Like it was like its own. I think they called it a cell processor. And had like 9 separate cell processors all working at a certain frequency. But unless you program the game to work with each cell, you're only working off one.
Oh my god!
So you're only gonna be like you running the whole game off of like one cell, which isn't even as good as like a core.
Typical PlayStation.
But the thing is, when they put it out, they had games like Uncharted that came out with it. That used every single cell.
Yeah, it was
amazing. Like picture this like way back in the day when PlayStation 3 came out. They used the cell core processor and they had Uncharted on it, and like your mouth moved when you talked on a mic on the actual character and everything online. The graphics were amazing, and this was so long ago. So used correctly, it can work great. But if you're gonna go against everybody else's technology, sometimes it's gonna bite you in the ass.
Well, that's a perfect example, Kelly. It just seems like the new games, the new systems, everything fucking sucks. And it's not because I'm this old guy. I'm not even that old. It's not because I was, this and that. Things, back in my day, things used to be better, bullshit like that. They fucking were. There were so many flop video games this year. Tons of flop video games that were unplayable. Anthem, Fallout 76. You know what I mean? Huge ass, games that
New
were
Battlefield,
supposed to...
No, Battlefront. Sorry, was it Battlefront? It's a Star Wars one.
Yeah, the Star Wars one too. Exactly.
That was huge... When it came out, apparently it's fixed
okay now. Yeah, I got it for free. I have it for
fucked.
free on EA Access, and it's not bad. You know what I mean? It's not really... I would never go out and pay it, though. I would not buy the game at full price. No way in hell. It's good, but it's not that great. It's $30 game in my opinion, just because it's a multiplayer game. It's nothing else. You know what I mean? You can buy free games that are way higher quality. You know what I mean? That are just a multiplayer, shooting game.
That's what the things like Battlefield, the other one. I was talking about, they're probably good, but one of the things I liked about them is they always had the huge maps, and that's what like the whole battle royale system is using now. I can't believe they don't have their own battle royale. Like, they could have just used the old maps through the years. And
absolutely.
It's because I don't know, man. It's weird how they
flop
don't have one.
after flop after flop, Kelly, and we're right out of the gates with a system we can't purchase. We don't know if it's good or bad because no one owns them. There's these scalpers just stockpiling them like cryptocurrency and just hoping the price will go up. And you know what? No one's buying them. I've talked to a lot of people, and no one gives a shit. Why the fuck are you going to buy a new console when there's one game out for it? One game.
Not only that, but people who are selling it for $1,000 are getting robbed.
Yeah, exactly. Good luck. Good luck. I hope you're wearing like a face mask so you're not going to get bear maced and a stab-proof vest. Because you're a fucking idiot. Good job. You know what I mean? Buying that system, and you're going to make a fucking, you know what I mean? Because it's not $699 without tax. It's $699 plus tax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then so you're going to sell for $1,000. So you're making like, you know what, like $250, $300 profit, and you have risking your life for $300. You are a piece of shit. And even if you're one of these scalping systems where where you want people to, you know what I mean, spend money, yeah, we're fucking right. I'm going to give my credit card to some third fucking offshore piece of shit scalping company who scammed Best Buy, Toys R Us, and Walmart, and I'm going to entrust you with my credit card, and that it's going to arrive at my house. I totally trust you. Absolutely. Go fuck yourself. I'll give you a fucking penny. I'll give you a fucking kick right in the fucking nuts if I ever met one of those fucking people. You don't got to worry about bear mace or anything like that, buddy, because I'm going to fucking square up and just fucking boot your balls into fucking next week.
It's too bad almost that Microsoft can't sell it straight from like their online store, and I believe they do have a few physical locations, but probably not enough. But at least just from the online store, because at least they can, track addresses and shit like that.
Well, that's why I don't understand, and that's why I'm wondering what the fuck is going on. Is why you can only buy it online right now. How stupid is that? Like, why Walmart and Best Buy you can only buy it online? Why?
No, they should just sell it like.
I would have pre-ordered it if I knew it was going to be this stupid.
Yeah. Fuck Best Buy, fuck Amazon. Just sell it out of Microsoft, track addresses.
And add a simple CAPTCHA thing to verify they're not a bot. Yeah. Simple as that. Got that off my chest. Doing good on the show here. Let's break it down. The new podcast, Best of 2020. In an up and down crazy ass year, we still had some monumental fights. Music still lived, and we had some rising stars who are going to stake their claim for that UFC gold. Let's start off nice and light here. I'm going album of the year. My album of the year, and it's one of my most favorite new bands. A bright band out of Japan, power metal maidens, Aldius, with their new album, Aldius Evoke 2010 to 2020. It was almost like a best of album, but I really loved it for the song. They had, even though they did do best of, and then with the new singer, they did one song, a single on it, Luft, which was an awesome metal song, really, really powerful, great song, and still sticking to their roots of this power metal that they made really, really popular with awesome guitar solos and pounding drums and Sawa on the bass, really, kicking it along. I love this band a lot. They're really my go-to band right now. It is Aldius, oddly enough. I just absolutely adore them. All their songs are in Japanese. The odd chorus will be in English, and I absolutely adore it. It's just kind of how desperate I am for metal right now. Is that I've put all my eggs into the Aldius basket, and I absolutely love it with like hits like Sweet Temptation, We Are, and Fire. But the new singer's okay. I'm not a huge fan of her. I just don't think she's as good as the last singer, obviously. And it is what it is right now. I hope they can get the old singer back. Eventually, they did have a live album to go with this album. So they played a live show with nobody in the arena, obviously. And so I thought that was really cool, just to have that show. And they all looked a little bit different, a little nervous during it, without that feeding off that crowd crowd energy. But I think it was a hit, and good for them for being able to put out an album, put out a live album on top of that during a pandemic. And my hat's off to all this. I think that's what separates them from the rest, separates the women from the girls. I think in this case is, and I've always been a huge fan of that. How people perform live is really going to be the measuring rod of how good that band is. And they are amazing live. They are absolutely fucking amazing live. Where I think almost sometimes their live songs are better than the studio songs.
Dang.
And my hat goes off to all these. Who do you got for your album of the year, Kelly?
I got a new artist as well. He goes by the name of Eminem. One of your favorites, obviously, Eminem. Music to be Murdered By, his new album. You know what? He put out Kamikaze in 2018 out of nowhere. It was like one of the best-selling albums of the year. Showed he was still relevant. Even like his last few CDs, critics got it beforehand, like trashed him pretty bad. So he's like, I'm just going to put it out before the critics get a hold of it. Maybe it'll sell more, and it did.
Nice.
So yeah, he put out Music to be Murdered By this year. I just picked it because I like rap. There wasn't a lot of new CDs that like really wowed me compared to old CDs in the past. So I went with Eminem. He put out a brand new one though, Music to be Murdered By Side B.
Oh, cool.
With all new songs. It's like a brand new album. That one's pretty good as well. I can't really get into it as much as you did with the, because it is Eminem. Everybody knows who Eminem is. I am a fan. I know you're not a hugest fan of his, but it is.
No, I think that's a smart move by him too. To release it before giving it to the critics, because he's been in the game for such a long time. He's such a polarizing figure. Yeah. And people are just gonna love to hate him. People have loved to hate him forever. I hate him for actual reasons because he's not my thing. He just isn't my thing.
Yeah.
And. But it's a very smart move by him to do it that way. And like I said, it worked out hugely because people are going to read reviews before they go buy the album. Oh, how was it? Oh, it got tore up. I'm not going to get the album.
Yeah.
Rather than actually going out and doing their own homework and actually reading and actually going out and buying it. If you like the guy, go out and buy it. Who cares if it's bad or if it's good? Maybe it's good to you and maybe it's not good to your buddy. What I mean? That's what music does. And that's why I love all these so much is there's so many songs. Once I started listening to it more and more and more different songs, and there was a song I wasn't super fond of at first, but I listened to it one or two more times, and I'm like, this is like my favorite song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And shit like that. It evolves, and it always, it depends on what kind of mood you're in when you're listening to it. Always you're stoned as shit, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. See, another pick for me, because I think that you're gonna hear a lot from Megan Thee Stallion in the future, but. And she has one of the most creative new CDs out there right now. But I don't think her CDs is good as like Eminem's or anything. I just think she's like a future prospect.
Okay.
But she's also the girl who sings WAP with Nicki Minaj, right? Okay. So she's that girl. But I think you're gonna hear a lot more from her. She has that Good News album that came out this year, which is pretty good. It was decent.
Yeah.
So, I just think she's upcoming star.
Nice.
I know we didn't really have a category for
you can add it. You can add it. There's no rules.
I
think
she's upcoming. I think she's like the next Nicki, Cardi B type.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Nice. What did No Logic this year? We didn't have a new album this year?
He did. I just don't think it was as good as his past ones.
Right.
So I went with the guy who's still here after all these years.
Yeah, wowzer. Well done. Moving right along, let's get to the fights. Fighter of the year. Kelly, who do you got, man? Going to you first.
I got Mackenzie Dern.
Woo!
I had
hard
high expectations for her when she came into the UFC. I thought when she had her baby that it was going to be a huge step back. But no, man, she came back, looked hungrier than ever, and she's just destroying people. Yeah. She's looking good. So I don't think anybody can mess with her jiu-jitsu. I don't even think in her last fight when she was fighting another black belt, I don't think she even wanted to go to the ground. She was doing everything to prevent it. I think she's just going to be a beast in the division, and I think she has a huge future.
Well said, Kelly. Absolutely. I counted her out after giving birth. You know what I mean? Have come back. It had never been done before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's something she can. That's a huge moniker to have, a huge feather in her cap.
Some people just lose their motivation.
Yep.
They become family oriented, and
Yep.
that's fine.
That's totally fine.
But it doesn't help you in the octagon.
Yep. Misha Tate was like that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lots of female fighters. Kat Zingano took a lot of time off, when she had her kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those things, right? It's but yeah,
Misha never came back.
Misha never did come back. There was one, but I really had counted her out for that first fight too. I thought there's no way she's going to come back. Comes back, becomes the first MMA woman fighter to have a win after giving birth.
Yeah.
That's huge. Really, that's a gigantic. That's a
And
gigantic
she's looking
win.
better, physically. Better than
ever. Against Jandiroba. Her last fight against Jandiroba was a real tough one.
Yeah.
And they were both, both really up rising stars, and she won that. That was a very tough fight. And it really showed how how much she has grown, because her stand up was really, really good. And exactly like you said, Kelly, she didn't want to go to the ground because she didn't need to, because she knew she was piecing her up on the feet.
Yeah.
And good call. I like that pick, man. She had a bunch of wins this year too. I like that pick. But my fighter of the year is none other than Khamzat Chimaev.
Great pick.
Yeah, coming out. You know what I mean? 2 divisions. Well storied on this show about how much we've talked about him fighting at 185, fighting at 170.
Not only fighting 2 divisions, but fighting anybody in 2 divisions. Unlike Connor, he would just who wants to fight.
Yeah,
and winning.
Exactly. And the weird, in 2 weird divisions, and just, just destroying dudes, obviously, taking some time off after that, massive KO over Gerald Mearskant, and, now waiting his time. He's very, very smart. He could have taken the bait against somebody else like Kevin Holland, or even Neil Magny was saying, yeah, let's fight. But now, hey, with Leon Edwards, give me your next opponent. You got to give Leon Edwards the respect. Yeah. And this fight is going to give you a title bout.
Yeah.
You beat Leon Edwards, your next fight is going to be for the gold, 100%. Good, smart move on him for not hearing the other people, putting his ego in check, and saying, hey, fuck you guys, I don't care. I'm getting a huge fight, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I can show up for that fight.
Can't wait.
Yeah, me either. So that's why I'm really excited for that one. That one's going down in after the card on the 16th in January. It's going to be a rough go for us here, man, because there's no UFC until January 16th. It's not too far away, about 3 weeks away. Either way, we'll have, we always have other shit to talk about, but Khamzat Chimaev with a bullet for me is the fighter of the year. Fight of the year. This was a tough one. We had lots to choose from, tons and tons of candidates from UFC, Bellator, and the world around. But with me, it's just kind of one that's always stuck with me. A fight that was back in May at UFC 249, Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson, Kevin Ferguson versus Kimbo Slice. Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson, just because of how back and forth it was. You know what I mean? It was just an absolute great match in the first 3 rounds, absolute brutal war, and then Gaethje finally getting it together, finding his range, and starting to land a lot of key shots against Ferguson, and getting that standing TKO was absolutely the biggest win of his career. And I remember just being on my feet for this card and just absolutely losing it this whole time. So that's kind of reason why, what that's what I was thinking. What fight had me like, oh shit, just losing it the whole time. And this was one of those fights that really had me losing it and jumping up and down while I was watching it. This was definitely one of those fights that was a great one. Notable notion, I guess. I would go with Reyes versus Blachowicz would be my runner-up to this one, just because it was such, we never seen Dominic Reyes get beat up like that, and Jan Blachowicz to win the belt. That was a huge one too, where I was absolutely shocked. Notable mention on that one. Huge win for Blachowicz, but fight of the year goes to Gaethje and Ferguson. What about you, Kelly? What do you got, man?
Mine was Jones Reyes.
Ooh,
same reasons.
Yeah.
Like I was on my feet the whole time.
Yeah, I really was too. Yeah,
I thought Reyes won that fight, and that's one of the biggest reasons I picked this, because I think I saw Jones lose that fight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I know it's super close, and obviously a lot of people don't agree. I think a lot of people are just saying you expect Jones to do so good that because Reyes did as well as he did, it made it seem like he was winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that may have been part of it, but man, That was such a close fight, and that
Super
was such
close.
a good fight. Like, it was such a war. I never saw... I have seen John Jones in wars before, but I don't think ever that close.
Well, I think what was the best about that one, Kelly, was because it was super razor thin, and, just how... Reyes had really owned the first 3 rounds, and then Jones kind of turned it up in the last 2, and showed why he was the champ, and the only reason why he won because he had the benefit of the championship. He was the champion. That's the only reason why he won that bout, because John Jones was the champion. If it was anybody else and it was like a normal 2 dudes against each other as the main event with no belt involved, I think Reyes gets his hand raised.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, good call though, man. That was a really good one too, because I remember that one very, very well. As it was one of those fights where it looked like the guys could go another 5 rounds.
Yeah.
That's what was really good about that one, where it just really came down to the wire, to the finer details on that one. Great call. Oh, then, what a great show, man. We round out 2020 with episode number 105. Just want to give a special shout out to everyone out there tuning in. Year after year after year with us. We've almost been doing this for 3 years now, Kelly.
Dang.
I know.
Good
this
stuff.
is insane. Is it 3 years or just 2? I can't remember. Either way.
3.
Yeah, it'll be our 3rd year come next October, but still. We're into our 2 years and a bit. And, we're just getting it done. And we just really appreciate everyone out there listening. We got to be one of the longest running podcasts out there right now. For the same shit, really. People come and people go. And there's still Stephen and Kelly doing their same old shit and the new podcast, and a lot of you out there are really enjoying it, and I really love you guys all for it, and I really appreciate everyone tuning in week after week, to listen to me ramble and listen to Kelly's very insightful input and shit like that, man. It really brings a tear to my eye, thinking this is really something that's really cool, and I've always enjoyed doing it for people. I've been doing it for myself, and the fact that people do enjoy it really means a lot to me. And to Kelly too, we just have a ton of fun doing this every week, and that's the reason, that's what makes it the best. We're good buddies, really good buddies, best friends, and we just enjoy doing this, and that's what makes it fun, and that's what makes it the organic evolution of the show. Check us out on Twitter at A New Podcast. Check us out on Spotify. The Spotify peeps out there, much love to you guys out there. Check us out on Podbean, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. Well, that about wraps it up, though. For producer extraordinaire Kelly, my name is Steven, and you've been listening to the